Hello, everyone. This is Candy Grandpre. It's Wednesday, January 6, 2021 at 11:42 a.m. And surprisingly, I was able to get some sleep last night. So I was able to get sleep last night and still feel like I need more. I think I went to bed about 11:45 last night and then woke up at about approximately 10:30 this morning. So, but I'm still feeling like a lot of pressure on my chest. But I know it's my heart feeling a lot of pressure, and but it was better that I was able to get some sleep. So, um, well, still haven't heard anything from the courts or anything. And the apartment complex that the lady at the front told me to call. Well, I called this morning and there's no availability. So, um, I also followed up with the job interview that I have. Hopefully, I can get it done tomorrow. I don't know. But then um, there was someone who offered me a trailer. Like he said he was gonna go and some kind of way get a travel trailer and put it on a lot. And if I'm willing to pay the rent, that he will, get it for me. So, I mean, if if I had a place to live that's like 500 or less, I can get rid of that storage unit, and that would be one less expense. But then again, they have programs. Um, they have certain programs like Lie Heap and other certain programs that's supposed to be able to help lower income people with rent and bills, and plus I can get food stamps. So I probably would have much of a need to have to panhandle and beg and ask for money and stuff like that. Um, so one thing I know, I think somewhere in the book of Psalms, the Bible talks about, how people who beg are evil, something along those lines. But I think it's for the people who, just choose not to work, and not for the us targeted people like targeted individuals who are blackballed and blacklisted, and we're in need and stuff like that. So, um, I mean, I know God can see how much of a struggle it is for us TIs being blacklisted, and not being allowed to or able to work. Because I also, and another targeted friend said that too, that um the perps probably knew about my job interview and probably caused chest pains on purpose, you know to freak me out and make me think I'm having a heart attack on purpose, so I have to cancel the job interview, and then that job can go to somebody else. So uh, I'm glad the guy followed up with me and gave me another chance to try to do another chance to do an interview. um so there's another job opportunity, but I don't know if they have any openings. It's some kind of chicken processing job, um, that they have room and board. But the problem is, though, I don't want to set myself up for failure. I really don't. And I think it's in Georgia somewhere. But I don't want to. And it's like they'll supposedly pay for you to move up there, and they'll supposedly pay for you to move there, and then if you move there, then you'll have to have roommates, and they take $90 per week out of your paycheck, to stay there while you work. It's cheaper than the Grand Canyon because I think what at the Grand Canyon, yeah, you had room and board at the Grand Canyon, but it was being taken out of your checks though. But this job right here, I feel like I don't want to set myself for failure for two reasons. Well, I think I would be set up for failure is one, um, I don't think, well, because of my disability, I don't think I'm physically able to do the job. And then that sleep deprivation and stuff. So, and then the second reason is because the idea, I mean, they're saying that they're expecting full time, and which I would love to do, full time plus long term permanent position. The fact that the idea of me being targeted and workplace mobbed and bullied off the job, and I mean, if I get bullied and last just nothing but a week, and then that would put another mark on me and make me look more bad. Oh, look, she can't even stay on the job for a whole week or whatever. But y'all mobbing, like workplace mobbing and bullying me. So, workplace mobbing and bullying me, and the idea of the sleep deprivation, and also even if it weren't for sleep deprivation, with my disability, I don't know if I'm physically able to do the job. And then, the idea of me not being able to have, it's not about me being spoiled or entitled. That's not the case. I mean, if I can't have these, my MP3 player and earbuds to block out any loud noise. And that might be a challenge for the job that I just applied for the interview as well, the noise situation. The noise situation plus the mask and, the forced mask wearing and stuff. Because I'm saying, like, if I have to wear the mask, it's like if I wear a mask for within 5 minutes of wearing a mask, it make me feel like as if I cannot think properly. And I start to feel a little, I don't know, delirious is the word, but start to, kind of difficult to describe it, but I start to feel some confusion. And then, like, after 10 minutes, I feel like I'm about to pass out or faint or something. And my mind is not clear, and I can't even think properly. And I also can't breathe. So those are some setbacks and challenges, too. That's why I did last year, about 6 months ago. It was in June of last year. Because I already started last May. I did a couple of videos and I started working on that big fiction book. And so I started on the big fiction book, and then I thought about, I started on the big fiction book, and then I thought about, I started some other things, and I figured, and then I did a video in the hotel. I think it was after I got back to Pensacola, and either I was in that Comfort Inn hotel in Mobile, or was it here in Pensacola? Because I remember those two hotel rooms, the one at Comfort Inn and the Luxury Inn here, both of those hotel rooms look just alike, and they both were comfortable and very cozy and just comfortable, really comfortable and cozy. So I was able to get, like, at Comfort Inn in Mobile, it was much cheaper and more comfortable and cleaner than a downtown Mobile Quality Inn hotel. I mean, the downtown Quality Inn hotel looked like the damn projects. It really did. and then it costed like just about almost twice as much as the other hotels. But some of the staff at that Quality Inn were nice, but I think there were a couple of mean perps. And one of the girls, she acted like she liked me a whole lot, and she liked me a lot, and she wanted to give me a discount and stuff like that. But I didn't get. She said by 3 o'clock, but you know I felt bad because that guy, the fake TI perp who was giving me money, it seemed like he was giving me money so he can control me and think he can dictate my life and tell me what to do. And then he acted like he was, kind of subtle with trying to perp me with, defending New Age. So he professed to be Christian and then defending New Age. And then, if he says something in defense of New Age and trying to deliberately trying to pick an argument with me defending New Age against Christianity, and yet profess to be a Christian, and then he would laugh when I get frustrated or mad. That's perfect. And then he's trying to say that the only thing that bothers him is directed conversations. So if all you're getting is directed conversation, I doubt if you're really targeted. If nothing else bothers you in your life, if everything's cool, except you just get directed conversation, that's the only thing that bothers you. But I don't know, because I did hear a noise campaign, but then he just laughed it off, But he ain't being workplace mobbed, or they're not giving him hell, pretty much, like they give us hell. So that made me quit. I'm not saying you ain't targeted, but you definitely a fake TI perp, and I had to cut you off. Well, actually, he decided to cut me off, pretty much. So it seemed like if he trying to experiment on what things to do to get underneath my skin and make me mad, yeah, you a perp. So I think he paid. He paid for a lot of my hotel over the summer. Because when Alex ran me out of Pensacola, y'all know about that. And then after I came back in July, if there was a hurricane threat or rainy days was when I needed, help with a hotel, since I didn't have a definite place. So, they say there is no housing really available here in Pensacola. Well, I guess for the poor folks, because I know people move here every day. And people in Pensacola, they got mad at me for moving here in 2021. Well, April 30th will make 2 years since I've been here. So, I was trying to move to Mobile because Alex ran me out of Pensacola, but I didn't know you couldn't be homeless there. But I was trying to get housing, and of course the shelters didn't work out because it was like workplace mobbing, but except with homeless shelter. So that's another form, I guess, community mobbing. Me being mobbed and bullied out of there, and all I lasted, I just lasted I just lasted like a few hours there. Can't even last 6 hours in the shelter without being mobbed out of there. With bossy bully residents there who set rules for me and act like they think they're the boss. I'm like, if the real bosses didn't tell me anything, you surely don't have that authority to tell me anything. Dishing out orders, telling me what to do, and then I, dealing with bossy coworkers with no authority over me, and they're 20 years old and act like they have the authority to breathe down my shoulder, or a 17-year-old child. And then I didn't realize that my Social Security ticket to work worker through America Works ticket to work program via Social Security in New Orleans. That Stacey Morgan bitch, she was a perp who wanted to just she was black too, or Creole or whatever, and she just wanted to keep me down. And she also, acting like she didn't want me driving, didn't want me with a car. And she without hesitation tried to say, you driving kids, you driving kids on the bus is not a good fit for you, or because they had some bus driving opportunities in New Orleans that they said they needed people really bad and stuff. But then again, you know, it wouldn't have been a good fit for me anyway because of my sleep deprivation. But if I wasn't sleep deprived, you know, she would still say it's not a good fit because you don't want me driving. I'm trying to get my sleep back to normal and try to see what things I can do. What is it I can do? No new age techniques, but I'm trying to tweak my diet and try to figure out what foods can I eat that will help me, that's safe enough to eat every day, that will help me, But I've tried the milk and honey at night. I don't want to be using the microwave, but I've tried the milk and honey every night. And with the milk and honey, when I have my own place, it would only help sometimes. Only sometimes it would help, but not all the time. And when I eat frosted shredded wheat, the chocolate one, for some reason that would help me sleep, but not the regular one. And I would get to sleep, and then after a while it stopped being effective. So I don't know how I can eat a whole bunch of green leafy vegetables and some other vegetables and salad and fruit like mango and cherries or something like that, and have whole grain like the Ezekiel 4:9 bread, or some rice, like some brown rice or something in a meal. I mean, not together, but and if I can have, grass-fed meat and just do everything right, and for 2 weeks and still getting no sleep. That's how I know it's the electronic weapons. The do weapons that, stopping you from sleeping. I mean, I've taken some Epsom salt baths. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. I take my magnesium supplement just about every night, but when I take the Epsom salt bath, I don't want to overdo it or double it. And when I was by Janet's house, I was taking the bentonite clay. And can't you believe I was taking the bentonite clay and my magnesium supplement? And can't y'all believe that wasn't working? But usually the clay does help. So, I mean, the clay is one of the things that help stop your menstrual cramps and everything like that. And it help you sleep good. So, I've been trying what I can. But I'm pretty sure when I had my car in 2006, in 2005, I'm pretty sure I had some sleep deprivation issues. But once in Milwaukee and once still in New Orleans, I've had people crash into me. So if you crash into me, you crash into my car. And one thing I hate, it seems like insurance companies act like they think they own your car. Like, so they just want to look for any and every excuse to raise your premiums. And so I didn't realize it was part of my targeting for police officers to want to falsely pull you over and falsely accuse you of this and that, just for an excuse to give you a ticket. And then you end up, like in Milwaukee. And I heard that there was more like a conspiracy in Milwaukee. Because I heard Milwaukee white people are racist too. So I heard there was a conspiracy of racist white police officers in Milwaukee pulling over black people who went through Hurricane Katrina, pulling over them. I heard that they were pulling over innocent black people and falsely accusing them of this, that, or whatever, and giving them tickets, and more like a scam thing. to make more money off of black Hurricane Katrina victims with a Louisiana license plate, especially if you're from New Orleans. And so when I went back to New Orleans, and I told them about that with the, that going on. And then the progressive insurance company guy, he laughed in my face and said, go tell somebody else that, ha ha ha. And then, it's supposed to be a form of punishment of me having a higher raised insurance premium, So I had to deal with that persecution and abuse. Because I heard that basically, even in Houston, Texas, they acted like they didn't want us there for Hurricane Katrina. I mean, and so they acted like they did not want us there. And then shortly after Hurricane Katrina, it's like Houston, Texas, when we went to the Astrodome, they said that was a concentration camp. Ooh. So when we went, and can't you believe people were perping me there? You would think that during a hurricane, you would think people were humble. A hurricane that bad, you would think that everybody would love each other more and be nicer and stuff like that, and more loving. Nope. They made them more ignorant and more hateful. So, yeah, I'm doing my video on my computer now because I don't want to go to the store, but I got to, and I need to go to my storage unit so bad, but I just don't want to go anywhere. But I gotta at least go to the store, but I don't want to. I gotta go to the store, and because by being so late, it's not that late, but it's 12:04, and so I only got a few hours for the rest of the day of any I need to ride the bus. So if I needed to go to my storage unit, I would have to go earlier in the morning. I would have to go earlier in the morning to go to my. They are. I don't mean to sound graphic, but this is what they're doing: attacking my vagina. I'm gonna say the proper way: attacking my vagina with the energy weapons. They're the ones who are perverted. If I weren't to say it the proper way, I'd say they're attacking my coochie with the energy weapons. It's like they want to attack the G-spot area. That hurts. They're some bastards. I'm sorry, forgive me. But see, they just randomly attack and poke or do stuff to different parts of your body with the electronic harassment. And damn, with the idea of getting it inside, indoors, and outside, because they didn't have me vibrate for over a year outside. And I'm like, well, wow, me being outside on the streets, they don't electronically harass me. They damn sure do, because they started back with vibrating me again. Plus, they would attack me with, the forced urination and forced diarrhea, the sleep deprivation, and everything like that. And some other tortures I can't think of at the moment. But raise your hand if you would ignore or would not mind for someone to purposely hit you with energy weapons to make you urinate and diarrhea. And then you have no place to go use the bathroom, so you have to designate your own outdoor potty spot, and they hit you with the energy weapons on purpose to make you have to run there, an involuntary urination and diarrhea, and they want to monitor. And you a black female, 37 years old, and there's a 57-year-old white man that's right there. And you don't have any other spot to go to. And he want to sit there and monitor and watch you because you ain't got no hiding spot because people can still see you. And then like it was shortly after it was 2019, shortly after I when they wrongfully banned me from the Everman place and I was sleeping by the abandoned bank. I had no place else to go, but it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought that if I can hide somewhere to go pee, and then you know if I can hide somewhere to go pee, and I looked around and there was nobody, and then I pull my pants down and go pee, and then I look up, and then white people are staring at me and filming me while I'm peeing. And I'm glad they didn't call the police, but you know, I've been, having that potty spot, at nighttime, less people can see me, but during the day, more people can see, more people can see me. And businesses are open during the day, so I have places that I can go use the bathroom. But when they, force urinate me, I can't, even if I was allowed to go to Circle K, I, couldn't make it in time because I didn't have a pee spot or a potty spot the 9 days I was homeless on the streets in Greenville, South Carolina, in an unfamiliar area after dealing with Lisa Ruby. So, I would just gotta run and then can't make it and end up peeing on myself. And I didn't realize that I was being hit with energy weapons or attacked or having this and that done to me even then. In Greenville, South Carolina, is a pretty dangerous place to live. For a small city, it's very dangerous. And then they said Spartanburg, South Carolina, is even worse than Greenville. But I'm surprised and shocked that there's so much crime in Greenville, South Carolina. Seems like more than here in Pensacola. But I really didn't think there was much crime here in Pensacola. But oh yes, there is. Yeah, they got crime out here. But I heard that there wasn't crime in Greenville, South Carolina, and there had many people who were transplants. And after I left Greenville, they were saying that Greenville is one of the top places, recommended to move to. And I couldn't stand not a thing in Greenville, South Carolina. I didn't like it, except I only like the only thing I liked about Greenville, South Carolina was the grocery store Ingles and Swamp Rabbit Cafe, and also that I forgot what's the name of that place. There was a place that was similar but better than Jellystone Park and all right, what's that? Bayou Signet and on the West Bank in New Orleans, West Bank. Like, is it in West Wego or something like? Like, it's similar to Bayou Signet, but in Greenville, South Carolina. Let me look it up. So I'm sorry, y'all. Let me look on my phone and see what's the name of that little park. All right, so well, I just realized there's a lot of different lakes called Lake Placid or places. So yeah, yeah, it, okay, yeah, that's what it's called. Paris Mountain State Park in Greenville, South Carolina. Y'all must go there. I never got to go to Caesar's Head, but Paris Mountain State Park, and they have a Lake Placid in there. That I wish I could re-experience that again because, oh man, it's at 2401 State Park Road in Greenville, South Carolina. If y'all ever can go to Paris Mountain State Park, I highly recommend it. I mean, in that one lake that I swam in, because it was beautiful, because it was a lake, and I think they said that the deepest the lake got was 8 feet, and there was even a way that you can like, I think there was even a diving board too. So, oh man, just gorgeous, beautiful. But and I only got to experience it one time though, but it was a difficult because you got to take a cab, an expensive like $45 cab ride or something like that to get there, from what I think I remember. And I was only able to afford and got to experience it one time, and then numerous times that part would be closed. So I mean, I wish I can re-experience something like that again. Now, my only time in my life I ever got to swim in a lake, and when I swam in that lake, I mean, it had like red mud at the bottom, and I swear that's like the best detoxing I ever. I mean, all the acne and all the impurities from my skin, just everything. I mean, my feet were all the roughness in my feet were soft for days. But the only disadvantage and problem was that I had some kind of big ants that I could not get rid of out of my house. I mean, they have a lot of crazy ants. That's difficult to get rid of. I mean, that's the only bad thing, that if you accidentally carry the ants to your house. But it took it was very difficult for the taxi cab to find exactly where you at the Paris Mountain. I mean, they had the lake to swim in, and you dive off the diving board. They had they also have like paddle boating, and I mean, and then walking trail and just some other stuff. But I'm trying to remember when remember when I told y'all the story about when I drove up to I try to find that natural. If you go to findaspring.com, findaspring.com, and you can find natural places where you can go get you some natural spring water that will also clean you out. And I mean, I bought me some jugs and jugs of water, and I rented a car just to go. Yeah, I rented a car just for that, but I had some other reasons too, but mainly for that. But I forgot what the name of that state park as well. It was past Traveler's Rest, and that was when I was trying to drive up the mountains. I think they were called the Blue Ridge Mountains, but let me see what's the name. If I remember, the Blue Ridge. Uh, Oops, hold up. What's the name of that? All right, it was past Paris Mountain. It was past, um, cause they got a lot of state parks. Um, ooh, What's the name of it? It wasn't Table Rock. Um, I can't find it, but I think it has something to do with I don't think it was Caesar's Head. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it has something to do with Blue Ridge Mountains. Uh, but I don't want to waste my time trying to look for it. But it was if you go to findaspring.com, and they have, well, it doesn't. I mean, they have them in different cities and states. But you can get fresh water, and sometimes there might be some hot springs. Like close to Los Angeles, I wanted to get me some natural spring water, and they had a place like I didn't get to go, not in Los Angeles, but not all that far, like somewhere around California. They had a Deep Creek hot springs and some other kind of hot springs, certain places. But speaking of hot springs, I went to this hot spring in Costa Rica. I mean, in Costa Rica, I got to experience things that I never could or would here in the U.S. But I didn't know they had white. I mean, I never got to experience the whitewater rafting or horseback riding. Couldn't afford it. But um, you know, it's like dealing with standing underneath a real natural waterfall in Costa Rica. Standing underneath the waterfall, walking through a forest, um, you know, down, swimming in hot springs. It was, I mean, I wish I could re-experience. Like my experience with nature was the best in my life and the best in Costa Rica. Rather than, cause can't you believe even the Costa Ricans were treating me mean for no reason and perping me? The only Costa Ricans that accepted me were the Afro Costa Ricans. The ones, I mean, because they weren't really Costa Ricans that look white, but they look mestizo, mestizo or straight up Native American. And I remember in Costa Rica, we went to a butterfly museum, we went to a jade museum, we went to a coffee bean museum, and we were able to see. I didn't know that natural raw coffee beans were actually natural raw coffee beans are actually you know green, and they smell kind of like a vanilla kind of smell when they're raw. I didn't even know that. So um I wish I could live. I wish I could have lived in Costa Rica. So good. I have the job interview tomorrow. So that means I might have to go buy some dress shoes or something. Well, I don't even know if I should be dressy, 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 but um, I don't think I have any dress shoes in my storage unit. I don't think so. Um, so I can't even wear dress shoes because of my disability in my feet and the plantar fasciitis. Um, that's why it's a difficult. So I would when I go to the store, I would have to go and buy me some stockings and some dress shoes. And well, I don't know if the dress I have will be acceptable because it's different colors. So I had to go do my hair up, you know, trying to fix my hair up. So I was able to comb out my hair the other day. I need to buy some more conditioner. I need to buy me. I mean, I don't even use conditioner that much anymore. And I haven't been taking, because of my homeless situation, I haven't been taking good care of my hair like I should. And I guess haven't been able to, because, when you're either in a shelter or on the streets, the most you got time to do is just, you have like 10-minute limit or sometimes even 5-minute limit in the shower. So, and I'm like, no wonder the homeless women are still dirty. Like at New Orleans Mission, what the women used to do, they used to be given soap and all that. And the reason how they were getting out the shower fast, because within 1 or 2 minutes, they weren't even washing themselves. They just got wet. They just got wet for 1 or 2 minutes and then dried off and then put their clothes back on or put different clothes on, and you wonder why they still stunk. So that's a different topic right there. I think I talked about it on my other channel. I know I definitely talked about New Orleans Mission on my the first channel, the Psych World, that's now gone. So, and it's like they will falsely report all my videos on purpose. And Stars 15K, she admitted, Shits Yuck 10K, she admitted, Starbreaker, she admitted that and then, like, how the hell you the same one person getting not only one, but more than one channel deleted? So she's the chief reason why the other channel is on life support. And so she's the chief reason why my other channel is on life support. And I didn't want the last videos that I've done to be about Hurricane Sally. The last videos that people will see. But it's like, don't forget, she has at least a minimum of 3 channels that I know of. At least 3 channels that I know of. And so she might be the same one miserable person that go on, giving me, when I see at least 3 thumbs down within less than 10 minutes of every video that I do, it's nobody but her super jealous ass. So I don't know. So it's like, yeah. So if all those people want to thumbs down everything, but anyway, I got off topic. But I guess if you know where to look, I'm just looking back at my phone and seeing waterfalls. So I don't know if I had to choose and pick between a lake and an ocean or a beach to swim in. It's a hard choice. As I said, that was my only time in Greenville, South Carolina, that I got to swim in a lake. But I think I remember I had to deal with rude lifeguards yelling at me or somebody being rude to me that day. I almost need a new phone. This phone is kind of breaking down now. It's actually been like my phone has. But I'm trying to hold on to it for as long as I can. But the phone been started to break down about 2 months ago. But then I never liked this phone in the first place. But I ended up getting adjusted to it and used to it and stuff. So I don't even know. I might have to go and buy a new dress as well. Um, I'm a big woman. I'm not a girl. I'm not a little girl. I'm a woman. Because I'm 37 years old, and a 17-year-old child will still address me as little girl. I don't get the respect of a woman. And then narcissistic abusers be like, because you don't respect yourself. You don't like yourself. And, they'll, like the foster mom used to say, Candy, let me tell you something. Your appearance affects the way people treat you. Well, how can you say something like that? Or say I look homeless or whatever, when you're rich enough to afford to give us the world. If you do it for your own biological kids and the newer foster boys that come, give them what the fuck they wanted. But I was 18 years old being forced to wear the same hand-me-down clothes from Joni and the foster sister Joni and the foster mom's niece, the foster cousin Mildred, and the foster sister April. I think I had some of her clothes too. I could be, or Shelly or the foster sister Shelly or somebody as well. So if I gotta wear hand-me-down clothes from them, um, you know, and I was wondering like, why am I still forced to wear the same hand-me-down clothes at 18 and 19 years old? I couldn't believe I was still just barely able to fit. Like this one outfit I had, I think it was two outfits. And I remember they were brand new. And they were multicolored plaid shirt, button-up shirt and shorts outfit. And I was 18 and 19 years old still wearing those two outfits from when I was 8 years old. And the foster mom would keep us wearing the same shoes for years too, the same raggedy shoes for years. So, well, the fact that I was able to sleep pretty good last night. Also, last night I had a dream that I got a new pair of tennis shoes, or in New Orleans they call it tennis shoes, or I guess you can call them sneakers. I had a dream that I got a new pair of sneakers, brand new pair of sneakers. Um, you know, but the pair of Reeboks that I got a couple of months ago, they cost about $80, and and usually I can't even afford, Reeboks and stuff. But I was trying to, because I was anticipating being forced to be out on the streets, throughout the winter. And I remember 2018/19 and 2019/20 during the winter, I had to be on the streets, and I couldn't really find any boots that I can afford. So I got these right here. They were like $79.99. These Reeboks, they were styled from the 90s. These Reeboks right here. I don't know if y'all remember these. Well, these Reeboks right here, I got I don't remember if it was September or October when I got these Reeboks. And I think it was October I got these Reeboks. Let me watch. I feel dirty. Hold on right quick. But yeah, so yeah, I just sanitized my hands because me touching those shoes. But I just went and got some quick alcohol to rub on my hands because I didn't want to take up so much of y'all time while going to try to go wash my hands. So yeah, I mean, speaking of the yeah, that chicken job in Georgia. I mean, I don't want to be like trying to go up there and get my hopes up and then end up back to square one. And so I don't even know. I've been kind of feeling desperate enough to want to give it a try, but then again, the other job, the perps probably know what phone company I have. Um, but the other job, well, they'll not that much later find out where I'm at anyway. They probably know before I do. Um, you know, I'm just praying that I can get the job. Um, but the phone company. Um, so hopefully everything will go smooth. And if I can get my own job, I mean, I would rather stay here. I don't want to even have to go to Georgia and do the chicken job. I would rather, but the only problem is me having to deal with loud, ungodly music. Um, but shucks, I mean, I'm just trying to take what I can get and try to just deal with it and have to try to make myself remember the scripture. I can do all things through Christ will strengthen me. Hopefully, if I can handle dealing with, the job or whatever, because I mean, it's a job opportunity that I can get for myself, and then eventually I can be able to afford something better and higher than low income, and hopefully get to be independent. But I heard that feminism is the reason why women are, no longer Christians, and people aren't any much longer Christians. Now, let me tell y'all what feminism did. All right, there was this feminist woman. I think she was back in the 1960s or something. And her name was Madeline O'Hare, and she wanted to take God and prayer out of the schools. She wanted to take God and prayer out of the schools, and then she wanted to after she wanted to take God and prayer out of the schools, women started to dress more immodest. And like, if y'all have y'all anyone show of hands, any of y'all ever read if you go look the PDF file Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, that look up that Google search or any DuckDuckGo or any web browser that you use, even Yahoo search, just go search, or you can even look it up on YouTube. Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Look it up. And it shows pretty much the breakdown of the family and the rebellion against God, which is, pretty much just as bad as witchcraft. And so, rebellion by willful and free choice, rebellion by God. And so when prayer was taken out of schools, and then I heard about how women started to work and have jobs, and men, like women, uh, bossing and controlling their husbands when it's, I mean, a man is not supposed to boss and control or abuse his wife. He's supposed to love his wife as his wife. Love his wife as Christ loved the church. And, but the man is the head with authority, but he shouldn't go and abuse that authority. But see, narcissistic fake Christian men take that out of context and figure that he can treat his wife like a slave and do her whatever he wants. But no, they missed the scripture talking about how a man shall love his wife as Christ loved the church. And men are not loving their wives. The Bible commanding that husbands love your wives as Christ loved the church. And love your wives and be not embittered against them. And it said that wives should submit to your husbands. So Jesus Christ is the head, then the man, then the woman, and then the children, and then animals should become before. I'm sorry, below us. That I was told that man having dominion over animals, but then the New Agers would like to reverse it, like as if nature is God and man having, man allowing animals and nature and technology to have rulership and authority over us. Because in the book of Romans talk about how people worship the creature rather than the creator. So it really sickens me, these new age fake environmentalists and tree huggers, and y'all supporting Agenda 21 / Agenda 2030. If y'all a new age tree hugger, whether you know it or not, talking about saving the environment. But if part of the new world order agenda is they want to save the environment but kill off humanity, but the elite are tearing up the environment, then blaming us and scapegoating us for it. So they want to using this fake pandemic right here to kill us all off, so that they want to kill off, like as I said, nobody's saying anything about how Bill Gates wants over 90% of the world population gone so the rich elites can rule. And they can have less people who they have to control, because they can't control all of us, and they feel threatened and they feel scared. So that's why they found covert ways to brainwash and manipulate us into being willing to accept their agenda. It's like whether you defend and worship the government or not, they're still your oppressors. So I hope you perps and enemies that are watching my channel, I hope y'all can learn something. Because I'm not talking crazy or nonsense, and I'm not fooling around. I'm not being goofy. I'm not trolling. So I hope y'all can learn, you gang stalking perps, I hope y'all can learn something. That your handlers are not your friends. The people who are supplying you with gift cards, free houses, cars, and stuff, the devil is not your friend. And I'm not trying to preach or lecture. I don't even do stuff like that, but I'm just talking. And I just wish people can learn the truth and know the truth. And, if you wonder, well, how do you know so much about this feminism? Or how do you know about the FEMA camps and martial law? Well, stuff that I compiled together in my research. And every video from now on, my Truth DVD for Christians, if you're not a Christian or if you don't believe, then, here I have the Truth DVD for Christians on certain self-help, not new age self-help, but Christian, you can educate yourself on ways to understand the Bible better and become a better Christian, and plus learn these world agendas. And so I was thinking about adding to the my Christian DVD collection, because if it's easier and more flexible now, because I put it up on Google Drive, and I also did not need to I also didn't need to you know, like I was limited to about 4 gigabytes on a because I was putting, that's why I labeled it true DVD for Christians, because I had all that information on DVDs, and so I had to split them up and put 3 different parts to have enough space for on Google Drive. Um, so that's how I was able to do that, and I was thinking about adding to it and still label it true DVD for Christians, but it'd be just more information for that whether you are Christian or not, you can learn some things, some research and some other stuff you can learn. Um, Even though you can't eat narcissistic abuse, be like, you can't even help yourself. How you gonna help? How you gonna try to help somebody else? You can't even help yourself. So, yeah, they try to use that to shut me down. But it's like I can share on and pass some of the information, even though with my disability and me being a single female and having, but people, then they might try to gaslight me and be like, well, you're smart enough to compile all this information. How are you not smart enough to apply it? Well, not trying to say I'm not smart enough, but I suffer, I have, even though despite me being disabled with a college degree, I've been suffering like reading comprehension problems, because I heard that if you are considered Asperger's or autism or anything like that, or if you've been severely abused and your mind is compartmentalized, sometimes you're extra smart as hell in one area and slow in other areas. But then again, you know, if they say that, like, and they used to say that about me too, that I'm a very bright and smart person, but I just don't test well. Like, if I'm smart in school, but I fail on standardized tests. And I heard that stems from abuse. So when I read that Incest: The Ultimate Betrayal PDF file by Dr. Wanda Carricker, I said I was able to relate. Um, I was able to relate to certain things in that PDF file, that article. I mean, so they said that one of those little girls up in there was, smart as appeared to be very bright, but then, was scoring low on standardized tests. But when I take an IQ test, my IQ is almost always 117. And so, how the hell, if a person is failing in school or appears to be dumber than you, and then they take an IQ test and their IQ is 160 or something like that? So, some people say, IQ test is not even the best thing to measure your intelligence. So I don't know. And then some people think that they're better than you because their IQ test is scored as higher than yours. But, that's just a fleshly, worldly thing. So, that's just a fleshly, worldly thing. But I want to get back on topic with the, talk about the feminism. And I heard that, after World War II and after the Holocaust, when the stranger called the television, being introduced into people's homes, um, the TV being introduced to people's homes is it's the reason why you know they say don't invite strangers to your house, but They said when you let the TV into your house, you're allowing strangers to talk to you, or and people always be like, "Don't talk to strangers." Remember that back then, and so don't talk to strangers. So then, uh, you know, people wonder, well, how do you send your child to school with strangers, and rather than you educating them yourself and keeping them away from being blinded by indoctrination and brainwashing. And if you bring them up and train them up in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. If you teach your own child, they'll be, it seems like, I wonder how, if a parent learns the truth, if they're sending their child to public school and they learn the truth, and then they come back, like, how much brainwashing would they have to undo if, the state wants your kids, the devil wants your kids, the system wants your kids to brainwash and send their souls to hell. And, the child, being indoctrinated in school. I mean, I saw videos of, hold on, I'm going to go sit down. I saw videos of certain, I saw certain YouTube videos about teachers teaching their kids, 8-year-old third graders, to be, indoctrinated into talking about, promoting and encouraging homosexuality and witchcraft and other perversions. So, excuse me. And so I love to research and share it with other people. Like in 2017, I thought about the idea that my feet smell bad. But that's because of being sweaty in these shoes. They usually don't stink. But well, they smell mildly bad, not strong. But what was I saying? So, hold on. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere. But I forgot what I was gonna say. But they brainwash the kids in the school, and then they have the kids to spy and snitch on the they have the kids to spy and snitch on the their teachers. I mean their parents to their teachers, and the teachers brainwash. I mean, it's like George Orwell, 1984, and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, some samples of some things that I have in my True DVD for Christians, and I want to add more to it, more research to compile that would be, beneficial and helpful. I mean, as I said, I bet you more people last year, after COVID-19, I heard that some more people were becoming more awakened to the truth. And they'll get mad and be like, "You only doing this to promote yourself. It's all about you." No, bastards, this is to help y'all. I mean, y'all probably can apply it better than I can. I'm just, spreading the word. I'm just trying to spread the word. So, in 2017, I was started up wanting to, but I think I deleted those videos though. But I wanted to do some YouTube videos. Like if I do some research on Illuminati, New World Order, natural health, Christianity, or anything like that, or in exposing witchcraft, New Age, or Freemasonry, or anything like that, and then like research and read certain things, and then go and talk about it in a video later on. I thought about, because in 2017, I was financially struggling. After I got back on my feet and got a place, I was financially struggling and, feeling like, panicky because I couldn't find a job fast enough. And, the failed cab driving job in 2018 and 2019. Exposing cults and mind control as well. Me talking about all that. But I'm glad to get to work on my ebooks and expose things. And when I'm on my free time, I guess if I can get a full-time job, if I'm on my free time, I probably can use my days off to work on the ebooks and stuff like that as well. So let me tell y'all something. Somebody from the fake IDMR cult. Okay, I'm coming. Somebody in the fake IDMR cult had told me this. Yep. So okay. So on my video on one of my other channels, on the Candy Grandpre channel, somebody from the fake IDMR cult who said, "May Yahweh Elohim bless you, lying demon. You're going to need it. Yahshua hears you." Well, who cares? Foster Henry Clifford Kinley, who y'all say is Yahshua in the flesh, he can't come back and do me nothing. He does not have the authority or the right to judge me. So, because there's no, how come the whole world doesn't know about IDMR, but the whole world knows about Christianity? So I'm hearing frightening stories about looking online. I heard that food banks are losing food. That there's already food shortages here in America. Now I heard that people were fighting over food in Africa. Who's ready for this? I know I'm not. I should be, but I'm not. But I don't have that many, but I do have some seeds saved up. And there was somebody online who tried to say that, I thought it was laughable that somebody online had said that, somebody online said that, when you're, they say the stimulus check that stimulus check will last everybody 3 months. Really? $200 a month? Some people said that most people say that stimulus check is gone. Well, speaking of stimulus check, I know mine is gone. So mine is, I paid for 15 nights here, and it was $585, and let me see. Let me see. $585.45. It's gone. My stimulus check is gone, dude. Let me start acting goofy. But my stimulus check is gone. Gone. Because, I called that place. I called that. And within 15 days, I don't know, anything can happen in 15 days. But I spent 15 days, more to stay here. And, the stimulus check is gone. So some of the SSI and Social Security money I still have. Um, but how long is that gonna last? You know, I gotta go buy food, gotta go buy groceries to eat. You know, me trying to go buy groceries and food, maybe I should, I don't know, but that ain't gonna last much longer. So I got some of my Social Security and SSI left, or is it the other way around? Or is most of my SSI and Social Security money gone, but then I got, you know, some of the stimulus left over? You can say it either way. So, um, yeah, so I mean, the idea that I'm single, like, I think I remember reading in my Christian studies, in my research, that people were saying in the Old Testament, if not the book of Judges, then I don't remember, but in the Old Testament, somebody said that if basically, if a woman is single, a younger woman, if she's single, then her dad is basically her head rather than her husband. So your dad is your father is your head, and then when you get married, your husband is your head. But doesn't mean, I mean, see, the satanic people pervert it and say that, I mean, you know, the satanic point of view in cults, that so-called husband is your handler, that's going to be abusing and torturing you and stuff. But a real husband will be a husband and not a handler, and he will love you, and he will not brainwash strangers and other people to hate you and perp you. So I don't know what's the standard for. I mean, my biological dad, Arthur, wasn't even taking care of me anyway. Even after I became an adult, um, I mean, a lot of us, out of not knowing and being ignorant, were living, you know, and we still are living contrary to God's word. And I question myself: are modern day American Christians, are we all serving God the wrong way? That's why I asked: are we all serving God the wrong way? Because, you know, being a single female, um, society expects you to go get your own job and work. But then how if you blacklisted and blocked? And I mean, I didn't realize that, you know, we were brought up under feminism, and men and women both working a job, or sometimes working two jobs, rather than like some even American Christians. I guess by the grace of God, because I was gonna say I don't know how they do it, but if they live off of one car, and one only the man being the breadwinner, while the woman can, like they say, a Christian woman can work, but she you know, it's better, like if she has children, to be, you know, a stay at home and work at home mom, and homeschool your kids, and grow your own garden, and have, I mean, you know, prepare meals and just be a homemaker. And because like, even in New Orleans, I saw a lot of, like when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and you look at the newspaper, and then there's the obituary section, and how there's a woman who was 89 years old and you know, she was a homemaker and stuff like that, and she died in her own home or something like that. So I heard originally it wasn't until rebellion and after the 1960s and all that, that women started, you know, wearing pants, wearing ponytails or short hair. And look at me, my short hair. And I got pants on right now. I need to go and, you know, because I mean, it's been cold. It's been really cold. But so, like, some of the independent fundamental Baptists say that women wearing pants is a sin in cross dressing. Or they even say that women wearing a ponytail is like in rebellion. against God, because they said that it's her showing authority and not submission, and that woman's supposed to be in submission, like spiritual submission. We all, men and women, supposed to be spiritual submission against God. I'm hoping I'm explaining this correctly or in a way that y'all can understand. Um, so if and I mean, I must have had that uh instinct in me from a young child, because I used to ask the foster mom why she didn't used to allow us to wear our hair down, and I used to want to get to wear my hair down, and she thought because my hair was too nappy that I was forced to get a perm and wear my hair, in ponytails. And even with the perm, she still felt like, I mean, because a lot of black girls, had to wear their hair in tiny little plaits and ponytails. And if their hair was too much like a fro texture to wear it down, um, naturally, but some, like us Creole girls, we could have walked around, you know, the foster mom didn't believe in, I mean, she thought it looked silly, you know, for a person with my hair. I mean, the foster mom used to be overly critical and abusive. I mean, if I decided I wanted to put a part in my head and comb it down, slick it to the side, she thought that looked silly. Or and narcissistic abusers in New Orleans, when I would go to get a job, they try to say, you got to go wear your hair in a ponytail, and you got to look presentable. When I had longer hair my senior year in high school, and so you have to have your hair in a ponytail and look presentable for job interviews and this and that, whatever. So, the woman's femininity is taken away, and then men being emasculated and being like quote unquote soft and sorry punks or whatever is how the feminists would kick them around and call them like something like that. If this is like perversion and out of God's order to be for a woman to be dominant and the man to be submissive, because my biological mom Frances and her sister, my aunt Yvonne, drunk lady Yvonne, they both, I saw that they were like, seemed like they bossed and controlled their husbands. I mean, my aunt Yvonne, like, it was New Year's 2018 when her husband Daryl was mean and abusive to me 3 months before he died of prostate cancer. Now, Daryl and my biological dad, Arthur, I heard that they both died of prostate cancer. And the family thought I was nuts by saying that, there's something, if he can, they thought it was too late and that he was already going to die. And I'm like, no. Now, see, me trying to be positive and optimistic and trying to be like, no, if you change his, he doesn't have to die tomorrow. Because I think there was a website articles or a website or something saying, we don't have to die tomorrow or something like that. I mean, if it, like, they thought it was just too late in his stages, and I'm like, but he did, and they were pronouncing him dead before he was already dead. And Daryl, I'm pretty sure, I think he was under 60 years old, or maybe in his early 60s or somewhere around there, and he died, and he was really skinny, and when he was laying in the casket, they had him like this, something like that. Like, he had his mouth all like that in the casket. And so, I don't know. I'm sorry talking about this. I'm almost trying not to cry, but he he was they were yelling at me and getting mad at me because they thought he was supposed to die right then and there. But like they were pronouncing him dead before he was even dead. And that retard Ramona, she was telling me a story about how Daryl's sisters and certain family members were already saying he was dead when he was still alive. And then my cousin Daryl Jr., who they call Dude, was getting frustrated and getting mad, and he went off on everybody for trying to pronounce the man dead. And guess what? Ramona, my biological sister Ramona, was acting like as if she wanted some bragging rights or brownie points for being the first to find Daryl dead. Excuse me. And that's all she can do is brag about how she can be the first to find him dead. Bitch, you probably killed him. But I'm not going to make no false accusations like that. I don't do stuff like that. I didn't say you killed him. I said you probably did. Because the way you freaking, if my cousin Blake, Daryl's son, the other son, Blake, who got shot and killed, he said Ramona is a very evil witch. So, and then they said that Yvonne, the wife, my aunt, had, got a lot of insurance money very fast, very soon, that she got over $30,000. So then my niece, who's Ramona's daughter, my Hellface Ugly Monica, she freaking, it's okay for her. if I'm the niece, not the great niece, how the hell does the great niece have more rights to know about all this than the niece? I should have a right to know about all this too. But nah, because y'all want to keep this all secret. Y'all a family, shrouded in secrecy and all that evil going on. That's why you make stuff none of my business. So, if Yvonne got more than $30,000, and when Ramona wanted to, in April or May 2018, when Mark and Wyatt came in town, and Ramona was shocked to see that Daryl already had his tomb up and everything like that. That everything was all laid out and everything. And Ramona was shocked and said, "Oh, well, Yvonne must have got all her money and this and that, whatever." So, so back to what I was saying. With the idea of women having rulership, and Ramona wasn't married, but she used to bully, boss, and control whatever boyfriend she had. Boss, control, and overrule them. And they would be forced to submit to her. And so, like my Aunt Yvonne was yelling at her husband Daryl, and Daryl was like, "Damn me, boy, you ain't gotta holler. Damn me, boy, you ain't gotta holler." So, he's the one that was older than her. And that was just an example, of the wife ruling the husband. So, like the biological brother Wyatt, he would ignorantly laugh and be like, "Candy, did you ever hear that Yvonne and Daryl are cousins?" And then the biological mom, Frances, when she was alive, she used to be like, "I call them double cousins. You heard me?" I'm like, "Well, wow, what the hell? If Yvonne and Daryl, if they're cousins but they're married?" Because I heard a lot about inbreeding and incest in New Orleans families, whether you Cajun or Creole. So that's another topic. But, even in the foster family, I overheard, dealing with, remember I told you about the foster mom and her husband Al arguing and fussing all day? Yep, but I didn't know that the husband's supposed to rule the wife and kids. Well, of course, the wife has authority over the kids too, or they have headship over the husband and the wife have headship over the kids. But I was mad, and I just didn't like Mr. Terry, the foster stepdad. The idea that I hated him so much I couldn't even bring myself to mention his name, growing up and stuff like that. So, um, it's like, and I cried really hard the same way I cried when I found out the foster dad Al went to jail was the same the same way I cried when I found out the foster mom married that newer husband, Mr. Terry. But, I thought that Mr. Terry, the foster stepdad, I thought he was just using the foster mom for her ass and her BMW, if you know what I mean, and her light skin. But then, you know, if he had a master's degree in law just to be furniture store manager, and I think I did see some proof. Well, he said he used to play for the Dallas Cowboys years ago. But then, like, you used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I thought that he was delusional online about that, but I think I saw some proof somewhere, and I don't even remember how I saw it or what it said, but maybe a paper laying around or something like that. But he had a master's degree in law, and he ended up working at furniture stores. But he used to be a porn addict and cheat on his wife, the foster mom. And within less than the first 6 months of their marriage, the foster mom used to have him sleeping on the couch downstairs as a punishment. And, him being okay with being married to her and sleeping on the couch for so many years. And then there was a point in time I figured that she just married him so she can use him to add to, torture us, and abuse us. She wants to find somebody who she can make sure that we don't like him. But the foster dad Al was supposedly a cheater and an alcoholic and a weed smoker and all that too. But she wasn't forcing Al to sleep. She wasn't forcing Al to sleep on a couch downstairs while she's sleeping in that cozy, comfortable bed upstairs. The foster mom used to have a big ass king size bed with her tiny little ass. She used to be like 4 feet 11 inches tall and weigh only 98 pounds and be like 45 years old. But everybody's frightened of this woman. And she's still shorter than me. And me being 7 years old, they said I was tall for my age, but they said I was tall for my age when I was 7 years old, but the foster mom looked way taller than me when I was 7. So, I didn't get why everybody was calling her short, but now I understand. So, I think that when I was 7 years old and dealing with martial arts and karate and, taekwondo, I didn't realize I think I was 6 and 7 years old. I didn't realize I was dealing with a lot of spiritual oppression, if you know what I mean. And I didn't realize till years later. It's too embarrassing to even talk about because of the cult plus the taekwondo. Because I didn't know that until about 2013 or something was when I stumbled upon 2013 or 14 was when I stumbled upon the truth, the fact that martial arts and taekwondo is also occult and new age, occultic and new age. So I had to repent from that, and excuse me, I didn't realize even in 2005 before Hurricane Katrina, I excuse me, In 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, I had to deal with, I didn't realize that they were the people at Taekwondo, like Miss Diana Dunlap, was perfect, and the other instructors and other, some of the, I guess, classmates in the Taekwondo class, they were all perping me as well. But I caught myself wanting to go there and, try to lose weight. And I was losing a pound a day, like losing 1 pound per day, taking up martial arts and Taekwondo. And then there was a lady at New Orleans Towers where I was living at. What was her name? Miss Earlene. And she got mad and yelled at me and went off on me and told me I was losing too much weight too fast. I'm like, well, everybody be calling me fat and greedy. And Ramona would do stuff like deliberately hold me back from going to the Taekwondo classes, but it was for her own selfish reasons. I'm like, well, why you want me to just waste money on Taekwondo just for me to not go? You're trying to block and hold me back from going to the classes. And then by her doing that, I was forced to quit. But guess what, you retard? You did me a favor, thinking you're hurting me. Just like, the narcissistic abusers in the foster home would block me from watching TV. But guess what? Y'all did me a favor. You blocked me from going into the military. Guess what? Y'all saved my soul. Thinking you're hurting me, though. It's okay. So, sometimes it's strange as hell that your enemies they will stop you from doing what you want to do or that make you happy, but then come to find out, I guess it is God using them to help, find ways to help save your soul. But they were doing it with their intent to hurt you and hold you back. Like, say if there was a moment, if there was a possible, me being, back then, if I was a diehard fan of whatever celebrity, and the foster mom, prevent me from going to their concert or whatever, well, I didn't know those celebrities were so evil. But that wasn't the purpose for her doing that. That wouldn't have been the purpose. That didn't happen. I'm just giving a scenario. Like the foster mom used to allow the foster sister Joni to go to Teen Summit or whatever concerts or whatever, and we were never allowed to go. So, and I think there was a point in time when the foster sister Joni and the foster brother James, they were allowed to go to Teen Summit, and we weren't allowed to go. And they saw Genuine in person and stuff. I don't think they got to meet him, but they saw Genuine. And but I never would have thought there would be a moment where, like we were brainwashed to believe that these celebrities are elevated higher than human and even called superhuman. Because you're part demon, part human. You're a satanic sellout, and you're part demon now, or you're quote unquote demigod, part demon, part human, and think you're higher or better than a human. And so, like sometimes we have to be reminded that celebrities are human just like us. Or they just allow Satan, or they allow demons to possess their souls in their vessel and use them for Satan's agenda rather than God's agenda. But God's true people will humble themselves and realize they're just a mere man. That, I'm just a servant of God. I'm nothing special. I am nothing. I am nothing at all. That, so, so many people just, there are some regular people nowadays, ain't even special or famous. I got them in my own family who delusionally believe that they're better and higher than everybody else. And somebody needs to tell you ain't worth shit. well, my own mentally slow cousin, retarded drunk dude, I mean, he got hateful and turned against me and started to act a certain way too, Darryl Jr. He tell everybody, you ain't worth the shit. You ain't worth the shit, bruh. You ain't worth the shit. You ain't worth the shit, bruh. So, and then he'll tell me himself, he'll be like, cause I ain't worth the shit. Me all ain't worth the shit, I guess. Me ain't worth the shit. Me ain't nobody. So, y'all know that this type of stuff, these 3-hour long videos that I've been talking in my videos, used to be private video, the type of stuff I would talk about in my private video journals. But, I decided to share my private video journals with y'all. So they ain't private. I'm just hoping y'all, I know I still have a lot to learn and more, grow. I feel like my Christian faith is stunted and, being targeted, and being, people will perp you in the church. So you're forced to be by yourself, and it's hard for you to grow as a Christian. Excuse me. But all you need is 2 people, even a phone conversation. So, I know I do need to transform the renewing of my mind and, change myself and better myself and change my way of thinking and stuff like that. Because I admit I'm a weak Christian who needs, to be stronger in the Lord. But I think that I think that, these, you don't even have to be famous, but, these Masons and Eastern Stars, witches and stuff, I guess when you allow the devil to possess your soul, then you take on a narcissistic personality. So, there is a YouTube video or Vimeo that says, Narcissism, the Psychology of Demons, or something like that. I'd have to go find it. And if I can find it, I'll post the link in the description box. If I remember. If I don't, y'all can remind me. So, narcissism, but I feel like, because it seems like, you ever hear stories about how a person is nice and cool and stuff like that, and they don't even have to get a job as a celebrity or a singer or rapper or nothing. All they got to do is, like, be a successful nurse. And if they come from the hood and from the projects, and then they all cool with everybody, normal, whatever, and then they get their money and get a good job, after going to school and everything, and then they get big-headed and arrogant. Some people say that they let their money get to their head, and then when their money and success get to their head, and then they start to be all stuck up and think they're the shit and everything. So they say, oh, look, she got her nursing degree and now she thinks she the shit. I'm not saying that everybody who's a nurse has sold their soul, but I'm just saying that, if you got your successful hair salon business, like, once you get that business, then all of a sudden you think you're the shit now, rather than still keeping that humble personality that you had before you got all this money and successful business, and everybody comes to you and you're a total asshole, but you're getting damn good business. I see that with any race of people. Like, if you at the farmers, like, and I'm gonna tell you a true example. The worst jerk you can find in Los Angeles got the most success and everybody coming to him at the farmers market, while the humble, nice people at the farmers market on USC University of Southern California USC campus, the people who hardly got any sales were humble and nice, but the total jerks, everybody was running to them. I'm wondering how, if you had, I mean, how is everybody going to this man at the farmers market and he's got the most popularity and everybody's going to him? You know, he was selling gelatos and sorbets, and he was rude to everybody. And he was probably a perp who was perping me, being nasty, as rude as fuck, very nasty and disrespectful. And I saw more people lined up to go to him than lined up to people who, were selling the fruits and vegetables and the other stuff. But I mean, one of the best things in the world that I had was those freaking Korean tacos and Vietnamese tacos. Oh man, heaven in your mouth. Very tasty, very good. I don't even know. Well, I would have to look up recipes online and try to, you know, find the ingredients if I had my own place, to make it myself. But other than that, I don't think that I can, I mean, tacos are very easy to make, but I've tried to learn and practice how to make the Salvadorian pupusas, and I couldn't for the life of me. I wasn't good at making pupusas. I've tried quite a few times and I just suck at it. But tacos, they are very easy. Takes not much, really no effort to make tacos. And I've had some amazing experiences despite assholes in Los Angeles. I've had amazing experiences with food. And I mean, have you ever seen blue and it wasn't just food coloring. I don't remember what kind of blue corn masa. The tortilla was actually blue. And I think I've seen some red tortillas, like corn tortillas. Green tortillas were from the nopales, which is the edible cactus. From nopales, they say it's very good for your health and very good for your system and good for digestion and everything like that. So I even had powder from the nopales, and the Mexicans and people would grow, the nopales is like edible cactus, and I need, and I had a hard time with that too, because I think it's in the aloe family, or they were called succulents like aloe, like you can cut it off and it'll keep growing, and it supposedly will never die or something like that. I don't remember how it goes, but um so the edible cactus, I had a hard time, like, gag on them like beets, but or like I used to gag on okra, but I don't know why I love okra nowadays. I used to hate okra. But now beats, I try to make myself tolerate them for health. Because see, last night I think I got not 10 hours straight, but about 10 hours of sleep last night, and still feeling like I need more sleep. So I don't think the radishes have helped me sleep, but it could have been the beets that helped me sleep better last night. So I'm so sorry that I just get off topic, and I guess it's the way my mind is programmed. Not, but the idea of me being bashed and shunned for bouncing around, but narcissistic abusers will try to use that to discredit me and call me incoherent and say I'm not making sense. But y'all abusers in my childhood programmed me to be this way, mentally compartmentalized. And that I've had, I guess, they say that if you're a child and you have certain abuse happen to you and you're not going to remember it. And it's, they said it's too traumatizing that as a child that God won't allow you to remember it, because they said if you did remember what happened to you, then you would, the MK Ultra suicide programming and stuff like that, pretty much. Because they said by the time a celebrity MK Ultra beta kitten slave, by the time she's 30, then she start to remember, what happened to her. And, when she starts showing signs of breaking the programming, that's when they sacrifice and kill her, and she's thrown from the freedom train. So it's like, wow. But basically, I was trying to say that, I guess God didn't institute for a female to go out and work her own job and take care of herself, that she's supposed to have a husband, a woman being a man's helpmeet, to help guide the house. Like in the book of Titus talks about how women, younger women should bear children, be married and bear children and guide the house. And so it wasn't originally meant in God's order for a woman to be on the streets, or for a woman to work outside of the home, unless she's like planting a garden, or out in the field gathering berries or something like that. But the kind of jobs nowadays, uh, the idea of women working nights or women working overnight shift and stuff like that, and got to go drive home by herself and stuff like that, women running the streets at night. But then people will say that you deserve to get raped, if if you, I don't know. I mean, so it's out of God's natural order, this feminism and women having power and rulership over a man, and these witches having men under a spell and stuff like that. And they say it's witchcraft for a woman to paint her face with a lot of makeup and lipstick and stuff like that. And you see a lot of witches in the church that make the pastor fall. And sometimes even your pastors are freaking warlocks who are narcissistic abusers who subvert whole houses and, act cult-like. A lot of these churches act cult-like nowadays. And they're spying and snitching in the church system. So they have, the men being submissive under women and men working in two different, like if the man is like nowadays with Hollywood and the fashion industry putting so much focus and emphasis on vanity and appearance, and these Instagram thought models and stuff like that, it's just getting worse. I'm hearing noise that they're trying to distract me from talking. Yes, I want loud music. Or a raggedy truck. So so women and men, wife and husband, both having a job so that they can have the things that they want, or shooting for a bigger house, not because they have more children, but a bigger house that looks good, is all they care about, a bigger house. And if they want a fancier car and they work hard, for the fancier car, or if they want their if they want to work hard, wife and husband, because they want the child to have that iPhone 12 or PlayStation 5. I didn't even know people still play video games nowadays. Um, or if you want a bigger flat screen TV, and the TV is basically dictating your life. And don't forget about music, because some people like to pick on TV and they don't want to talk about music, certain books you read, any media propaganda of posters, billboards, all that. Stop picking on just TV. So any kind of media propaganda, including the news, newspapers, journalism, all that. That's brainwashing a woman, you know, to disrespect her husband. But wow, what if you're in a situation where you're a married female Christian TI, and your husband is your handler and he's perping you? Yikes. Excuse me. Some people say all you can do is pray about it. Um, so, um, and so basically they said that for vanity reasons is the reason why husband and wife both work outside the home and then send the children to school so the devil can have his way with your children, and you're not being able to watch your child, and you wonder why if you're working two jobs and your child is like a latchkey kid, and that some men in the neighborhood take advantage of that, and then if they have a girl that they want to call her the fast girl, known as the fast girl in the neighborhood, and sneaking grown men in the house while mom and dad are gone, and then that's an extra unnecessary expense, and her not being taught the birds and the bees talk, and then the girl, or even the boy too, because they love to pick on the girl. They never talk about a boy, because a boy can be the, the boy is not recognized as the male whore, the underage male whore in town, because there's those too, or a boy being, while mom and dad are gone, if they have a babysitter, and babysitter, at night is while mom and dad are gone, both working night shift. There's an overnight babysitter, you know, raping and molesting and beating the kids and stuff. Like, I've heard stories. I mean, I remember in 2010 or something like that, I was on Twitter, and there was these family that was had like an infant, like a 1-year old, and they was wondering why the baby seemed all beat up or whatever. But then, why didn't they just stop when they speculated and had? They kept the woman babysitting the child, and then they put security cameras in the house secretly, and then still let the woman babysit the child, and then they release footage of, like, physically the woman torturing and beating the child, the babysitter beating and torturing the child, the innocent baby, So she might have thought that that was okay and probably had that done to her and then pass it on, and so it's like some people who grew up during abuse and then grow up to think that that's okay, while basically, in the foster family, they let us be ignorant and they just wanted us to be ignorant. And certain things, even with cooking or something like that, if they say you're not supposed to do this, and well, the foster mom told me I should do it this way. No, that's the wrong way. She taught you the wrong way to cook this way, cook this food this way or whatever. Or, you should clean the toilet this way, or I'm like, well, the fuck, I mean, well, I'm just using for example because the foster mom didn't teach us how to cook, except that one time she, that one time, that she sat with us. No, it wasn't that one time. It was a couple of times, a few times, because like, but I remember once when I was 8 years old in third grade, her sister, the foster aunt Mickey taught me how to barbecue, and I've had my own place numerous times, but um, I was too scared to try to relearn all over again and teach myself how to barbecue on a grill. I still don't know how to do that. I mean, the barbecue I had to deal with, me being a single person, was to, have my own George Foreman grill, or bake chicken in the oven and then put barbecue sauce on the baked chicken. So that was, I mean, but me smoking and barbecuing and that technical kind of cooking on the grill, even, I mean, I'm afraid that I probably would have, had a fire that would have been difficult to put out. So that's why I've been afraid to buy me a grill. I think I did buy me a grill and charcoal and lighter fluid, and want to teach myself and practice how to barbecue. Because some people are stocking up on that too, preppers, who people say prepare now. But I'm wish that somebody can give me some advice or something I can do. The fact that I'm not allowed any food in my storage unit, and then me having no permanent place to live, and they say you can't store stuff here. So if there are food banks and food shortages, they have somebody who talked about a YouTube video where they're talking about um food shortages, and the food banks are running out of food, and then there's food shortages, but I heard there's food at the stores, but they say people hardly have any money to buy the food at the stores. Well, whatever happened to that person saying that a $600 check is supposed to last, a $600 stimulus check is supposed to last 3 months? No, people's checks are gone now. What the hell kind of rich folks thinking are you thinking about? That person even said that it took, um, that person even said that it took, um, that person said it took people 6 months to spend the $1,200 stimulus. You lying? Cause no, and Americans don't even hold on to money or save money like that. They don't really hold on to money and save money. A lot of them can't, because the idea of living paycheck to paycheck. But then again, there are some people who are exercising the wisdom to cut out expenses and stop spoiling your kids with every video game there is, um, or stop spoiling your kids, and shucks, stop spoiling them with video games and the newest iPhone gadgets, and then you'll at least better able to have enough money to feed your kids. But we all got it backwards, and there were some mistakes I've made out of ignorance. And some people just want to teach you this so-called, like, condemn you. Like, say, if I had kids and I would have bought my child an iPhone 12, a narcissistic abuser would condemn me out of self-righteousness, not because they cared about me and the child and wanted what was best. It's more like self-righteousness and control, and just wanted to kick you down to make themselves feel better. But back then I used to be a consumerist, buying up a lot of stuff that I didn't need when I was younger and ignorant and didn't know the agendas, didn't know any better. But now I got no choice but to buy what I basically need. Um, and trying to, I mean, it seemed like, you know, me trying to learn how to live certain ways, how people live during the Great Depression era. Um, but see, I was in a compromising situation Sunday. The lady at the front desk, she get mad at me whenever I ask for quarters. She the only one. The other employees at the front desk, they don't really have a problem with me. I mean, asking for quarters for laundry, but she's the only one who get mad at me for asking for quarters for laundry, and she's not even the manager, but she acting like she thinks she is. And now her mindset seems like it's normal and sane, but her teeth look like she does crystal meth or something. Like, you know, like rotten gums all at the front and stuff like that. But but she does her job very well, but she act like she thinks she got the authority of the manager. But she was the one who told me I couldn't work here and stay here at the same time, but I should have asked the actual manager. You know, I think that working the front desk would be easy and something that I can do. Um, I think it's easier and something that I can do rather than the janitorial cleaning rooms. I can't handle that. Even though I've done those kinds of jobs before. I can do it, but it's just time, like me working too slow or whatever, or um, I'm not that talented or skilled with, I know how to make a basic way of making up beds, but, at the Grand Canyon trying to do that housekeeping, it was a certain specialized kind of way that they wanted you to make up beds. But, I was told that I can't stay here and work here at the same time. Like, well, what if I check out and, go to another hotel? And they're like, still, no, you can't. So anyway, the lady at the front desk told me that there was no change, basically. That, I was trying to get me some soap powder here. And I guess me feeling in a rush and doing it for convenience. The only way I can get quarters was for me to go to the gas station, and I'm like, well, for me to, I guess I might as well buy the detergent, and then, but I normally don't do this because I would have gone to Dollar Tree or something like that. I would have gone to Dollar Tree, and even at the gas station, there was still, because of the coin shortage. Like, how can people get laundry done with the coin shortage? So, um, they almost couldn't give me no quarters, but I paid $7 for that thing of game at the gas station that I probably could have spent less at, only for $1 at Dollar Tree. So, and Tide cost it even more. So I had to go through, and I felt degraded. Like, I didn't want to do it, but it was the only way was able to get quarters. And so then I was able to get that in the quarters, and then finally able to do my laundry because, me trying to prepare for whatever I thought was a phone interview for the court, and also me trying to prepare for what I thought was going to be, a job interview. And so, and that was before we got our money. Well, I had my Social Security and SSI check, but it was before the stimulus kicked in. So, I really didn't want to do it, but that was the only way I can get the $7. But I don't want to buy that game product again because um maybe I did use more than because I put it, I put enough for the 3 loader because I had a lot of clothes, and it was those regular older fashioned washers and dryers. So that might also have been why it seemed like the my clothes didn't seem like they rinsed all the way, and I think I added too much um laundry detergent. But I felt like, ooh, I never want to buy that again because I prefer powder. I don't like liquid detergent, liquid laundry detergent. I prefer powder. That's like I prefer bar soap. I think bar soap gets you cleaner than liquid soap, unless it's natural Castile soap. And I'm disappointed that fake Walmart does not sell Castile. Well, this location does not sell Castile soap or Dr. Bronner's or something along those lines or any natural soap. They used to sell the Kirk's natural coconut oil soap, but Kirk's natural soap had compromised and stopped being so natural, and they had just like 3 or 4 simple ingredients for years, and now they're sold out. And I used to buy the Kirk soap. They're hard to find nowadays in the grocery stores. They would even sell the Kirk soap at Family Dollar. And so I can't even find Kirk. But that was my favorite soap right there. And I was wondering why um, when I would try to use the Kirk soap, it would burn my skin. And come to find out it wasn't the natural one. It was the other one. So then I found out there were 2 different kinds. And so now they no longer produce and sell the natural one because now when I asked them, the company, about it, they didn't answer my question, but they were just generous enough that they just gave me, they didn't answer my question, but they just gave me, samples of, free soap. But thank you. And they did the same thing with the Amazing Grass. I talked about how much I love the product and everything, and I said a lot of great things. And all they did was, you know, send me a nice short letter that didn't really answer my question, but they gave me free samples. But thank you. But whenever I try to call the Redmond Trading Company, the Redmond Company for the bentonite clay, every time I call, when I try to ask questions about the thousands uses, they would get really, like, the women would get really rude with me, and they will always be the rich, proper white people, white women, not the regular or other white people. They'd be the, narcissistic, highly rich, proper white people, excuse me, who would, you know, get really rude and nasty enough to almost want to turn me away from liking, um, the Redmond Company. But for health reasons, I still continue to use their products like the Redmond Real Salt, the Redmond Clay, the toothpaste, and certain other products that they had. And so, that made me feel kind of bitter. And then I must have been a threat because when I made a review on Amazon.com, I didn't say anything with profanity or anything like that. I just, mentioned how I tried to call up the company and, ask certain questions, and they were rude when I called at least 3. I mean, not calling this all on the same day, but I would call and then get rude response, and then maybe wait about 3 or 4 months, and then try to call again. There was another lady with another rude response and stuff like that. So my comments on Amazon, criticizing those women being rude, the comment got deleted from Amazon. So they were saying that the company has to, you know, it's basically like you weren't allowed, the government would not allow them to answer any questions, um, in order to continue to sell their natural product. Because I wanted to know what are the thousand uses of clay that they advertise. Well, if you don't want us asking questions, then don't advertise or brag about the thousands uses of clay. There's it's supposed to be a panacea and healing everything. So I would like to know, what are the thousands of uses? If you can tell how many, companies can tell how many different uses of coconut oil, but then, with the products like the clay, they're forced to lie and say that, have a false disclaimer that, they're forced to lie and have a false disclaimer about clay. They're forced to lie and have a false disclaimer about clay containing lead and causing cancer in the California Proposition 65 or something. They're forced to put that there in order to get the product to sell. But even though they don't want to do it, but that's what they have to do in order to get the natural product to sell. So, that shows proof right there. The government don't want people getting healthier. They want to make more money off of keeping us sick and then, having us blood sacrificed and killed and like ritually killed, and us, narcissistic abusers like the foster mom would condemn me about eating sugar. But at the same time, nobody can tell her to stop smoking cigarettes. She'll like cuss them out. You can't tell her about all the cigarettes she smoked, but she would condemn me and bully her ass and lecture me about sugar, and then tell me I deserve to be dead. But she think I should have all these psych medications pumped into my system. Even in 2015, when I went to visit her, she had to ask the question, wanting to keep tabs, making sure I'm taking my medicine. Lady, I've been functioning without my medication for quite a few years. And it's when I'm on my medication is when I'm more susceptible to lashing out, going off. Not to say I can't do it now, because I never did just lash out for no reason, being older. It's always some trigger or provoking. I'm not going to just lash out and go off, but I'm more susceptible to lashing out and going off when I'm on those psych medications. And, doing something crazy. So, as I said, if those psych medications make people sick and they make you act crazy as well. Now, I heard that they're medicating our water supply and food supply. There's a lot of the toxic fluoride waste, and that's how people are more easily brainwashed, and the government covertly poisoning us. And they said fluoride is the devil's poison, because they said when you doped up with too much fluoride, you cannot hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. And your the new age false narrative is, oh, your pineal gland is being clogged up, and you have to decalcify your pineal gland and then meditate and get your kundalini. Please do not do that. So I had to learn, and I'm glad God must have saw for me to research the danger, because I was about to do it too, but I'm glad I did not. Where they talk about opening, like all these fake TI perps who have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and they're always, they try to encourage you to do some yoga, do some meditation. New Agers, period, tell you to go open your third eye and activate your third eye And then, so I'm glad that God led me before I even became a Christian, that He led me to some research. Do not activate that serpent in your. Do not activate the Kundalini. And the New Age, false people will say that the Kundalini is the Holy Spirit. No, the Kundalini is the false Holy Spirit, not the real Holy Spirit. So they had the New Age and occultic twist and perversion to set you up to go to hell. But we are not supposed to activate our third eye. And that will allow more demons to come in and torment and possess a person. And then I didn't know that they said that martial arts and taekwondo and would be also other ways to, activate your third eye or kundalini, and then people end up becoming possessed and then ultimately committing suicide. It's sad and dangerous and scary. So I had to learn, I had to learn, a lot of different spiritual things, that you're not supposed to, no, don't do yoga, don't do, don't meditate like the New Age. They do 666 hand signs like this, and then they have their, their meditating position with their hands like this, with the 666. And that's like, well, how are you speaking out against the Illuminati, but then you're using their same symbolism? So that's how I got confused in my research and started to be discouraged and give up. But it took some researching and tweaking things to finally get on the narrow path and the right path. Like the bibliotecapleiades.net website, Biblioteca Pleiades, which is Pleiadian Library. It's a New Age website that speaks some truth about the New World Order and these agendas and stuff, but then they're indoctrinating and brainwashing you with New Age stuff. But you can find some truth of the New World Order and stuff, but spiritually they're destroying you. And that's how they got you. People like David Icke and Jordan Maxwell, they're disinfo agents and they're deceivers. And I don't care. Y'all can come attack me because I know I'm innocent and I know I'm right. So yeah, I said David Icke, Alex Jones, they are controlled opposition. New Agers. And they said that Alex himself is a Zionist and a fake Jesuit. And so he's an agent provocateur that would help cause the problem, reaction, solution. They say that Al Sharpton is a agent provocateur, and who would be used as a weapon to he's a sellout and he would destroy the blacks when he pretending to help them. So let's see. What was I gonna say? It's at the back of my head and the tip of my tongue. So I had to learn about the truth from a Christian perspective and not a New Age perspective. But then they have some false Christians who will promote New Age as well. But I found some Christian websites, like people like Lisa Ruby and Tracy Broadhurst. I met them from their websites, and they tell a lot of truth from a Christian perspective. But they got deceit and trickery too, because they are wolves in sheep's clothing. And what a big disappointment, because I thought they were on the right track as well. But certain information you can take, certain, not all, but certain information and truth that you can take from some of their websites. But they are agents use to make everybody look loony, make truthers look loony, and so that truthers can be discredited. And those are the ones who get the most popularity. Like in the target individual community, the fake TI perps are plants and agents that are pretend to be extra paranoid or pretend to be extra crazy in order to discredit the real targeted people who are truly suffering. Now, speaking of that, I had a target. Well, now this is what she did. She did a video, one of her last videos. She did a few videos from, like, for about a month. She was doing videos, and then just yesterday or the day before, she took them all down. And she would switch her YouTube username quite often. But I thought she was a TI friend. I met her from Facebook, well, about 6 months ago. And I know she's still dealing with some spiritual confusion, so I try not to be hard on her. And she said that she was a black MK Ultra Monarch victim. And so I don't want to tell her whole story, but she was an MK Ultra victim, and then she recently became homeless, and I tried to give her whatever tips I could, for her homeless situation. And then she had these videos up, and then shortly before she took her videos down, like a few days ago, she was perping me on the phone. And it's like, I would thought that she would have been too innocent to do something like that. She was heavily targeted and didn't trust nobody. And so now she was perping me on the phone. And then she, took all her videos. Like, she took all her videos down. And she was warning me that she was going to do it. I'm like, no, keep your videos up. But I'm like, well, if you feel that's more comfortable, you do what's best for you. But see, in the TI community, people say that if you take all your videos down or have a few up, or just take them all down, or just like Andrea, the one that was saying that they were denying her pregnancy and stuff, I had to cut her off because she acted like she was trying to be like being used. I'm like, she was going through all that, and we saw what she was going through. And it's like, I wouldn't have wanted to discredit her or call her a fake, because I lost sleep over feeling upset about what she was going through. It was a bizarre and traumatizing situation. But she called me up and she texted me and she called me up, and told me, take down all the videos that make you look crazy. Meaning, take down all the evidence and proof of people gang stalking you. That's the videos of the evidence. I mean, the videos that make me look crazy. And the fake TI perps make false rumors about me being a fake TI perp. You're projecting your dirty deeds onto me. I'm still legitimately and truly and honestly targeted. Because I don't have 19,000 subscribers and getting like 72 thumbs up and like 300 comments and supportive comments on every video. I get an average of at least a minimum of 3 to 4 thumbs down on every video. Every video. So, that's one of the reasons why I keep doing videos. Thanks, Wayne Daniels. But why I keep doing videos, so people would still know that I'm real and still know that I'm being harassed and targeted and I'm single and by myself. But now, temporarily, at least for a little over 2 more weeks, I'm still safe. I'm safe for 2 more weeks. And then, if I can get the job, I would be great. it would be great if I can get that job. Or so it's January, um, January 31st or the beginning of February. As far as I know, I only got 20 something dollars in sales from my ebooks. I think, I felt blown away and honored that somebody all the way from Germany purchased one of my ebooks as well. So I'm like, wow. So thank you. Like, the idea of being able to reach people from other parts of the world who care more about me than folks in my own country and folks in my own family, being supportive of me. That means just so much that someone from another part of the planet, another part of the world. And I'm even seeing when I had my blog, a few people from other countries, I was able to see when I had my blog up, I was able to see, being blown away and surprised that people from countries I never even heard of, or countries that you don't think about every day, were viewing my blog. I'm like, wow. So, but it wasn't that many or that much, but even a couple of them still, an impact, and it still matters, So they have had people, who, a few people who tell me, that my videos impact them, that, I'm helping people. They say, Candy, you don't realize that your videos are really helping people. You just do not realize it. That your videos have helped me. God is using you as a vessel to help others and stuff like that. And they say they appreciate it. But, so why are people trying to silence me and trying to make me shut up? Trying to make me stop talking. And some people said that my videos soothe and relax them. They said that they binge watch my videos and stuff like that. See, know that I need, wanted to do a video, and I'm not doing it on my phone because I know I have to use this phone, and I didn't want data taken up on my phone or space taken up on my phone. So that's why I'm doing a video just talking on my computer right now, because I know I have to go out to the grocery store and buy some things. And I have to go out to the grocery store and buy, food and shoes and clothes. Buy some shoes, food, and clothes. But, my plan is, I hope I can, spend less than $100, for this grocery trip. Me trying to stretch and save what I have. But it's not that much and it won't last that long. But me trying to stretch and save what I have. And, they said that during these times we should practice to get comfortable with eating less because of the famine. There's a spiritual famine of the word already with all these false New Age Bible perversions. Excuse me. So, that they have the false Christian plants who make like as if they're helping you by speaking out against the New World Order, but then even the ones who say that they're Christian, like Lisa Ruby and Tracy Broadhurst, they're being used by, they're sellouts who use satanic agents and sellouts who pretend to front like, and witches who call everybody else a witch and pretend to front like they're, there to help. And then it's all to try to kill your faith in Jesus Christ, or at least try to, and ultimately abuse you enough to make you want to off yourself or try to manipulate you into go kill yourself. And that's dangerous and scary because Miss Lisa Ruby, I'm glad God brought me out of there. And even when I was homeless on the streets for those 9 days, He was looking out for me. And, when they try to lie to me, now Salvation Army is supposed to be Christian, but I found out they're Masonic as well. Salvation Army, I call it the Damnation Farmy Hellhole. The Damnation Farmy Hellhole. I've been calling it that since 2011, before I even became a Christian. But I've done some research, and you had to do hard digging and research to find out that the Salvation Army is Masonic as well. And the red shield translates to the Illuminati Rothschilds. See, they're hitting me in the back with the energy weapons, trying to make my back hurt. Poking me in the back kind of hurt. Hitting me in the back with the energy weapons and trying to give me a headache and hurt my chest right now. As soon as I said that, and now they're trying to make me feel dizzy and lightheaded. As soon as I said that, but it's the truth. So I'm glad that I'm able to have a positive impact on people, and I'm planning to work more on my books, because I don't want to turn that job down. I'm the one who went to them and asked them, for a job. So, I'm going to try to pursue that job and go try to get that job. And, if on my off days, if I have spare time on my off days, I can have a better roof over my head. And, on my off days, just work on my books. I probably can have a day of rest one day and then if I'm working 5 days out of the week, I can have a day of rest and have a day working on my books. Something like that, But all this won't last long. You can see decay in society and everything just breaking down. There's not much talk about the coin shortages. People are talking about the food shortages, but they're not talking about the coin shortages. And some people say that the stimulus check is an illusion of helping us, but not really helping us. But the stimulus check is just there, to drive the economy in more debt, to set people up for economic collapse and then chaos. So that's why the Bible talk about first come peace and safety and then come destruction. So the peace and safety and the fake security is with the stimulus check, and we think the government is on our side and protecting us and being our friend. And then the narcissistic abuser be like, yeah, but I bet you spent that $600, huh? I bet you used that $600, huh? And this is like, but we ain't got no choice, us trying to survive and trying to live. So, any other government, the Social Security and SSI is, being used. So, because I'm being blocked from working. And if I do, and then I'm always the blame. A narcissistic abuser will blame me for me not being able to last on the job and stuff like that. So, yeah, you spent that stimulus, huh? Well, at least I spent it on with something that I needed and not something consumerism. Like back then, was it 2008 or something that Obama gave us like $300 stimulus checks? I don't even remember what I spent it on. But if I already had a permanent roof over my head and didn't need to panhandle online and ask for donations and ask for money, if I would have still had my Section 8 at the moment, I probably would have spent my money on, even though I don't have, I probably would have spent it, and I was trying to do that when I was with Janet, and I got me some gardening seeds, but me being homeless, Janet made everything promising enough that I could stay with her long term. So, I still have the gardening seeds, but I don't have anywhere to plant them, and I can't stay here for longer, just 2 more weeks from what I know. And then, then have to, if I don't have any job or housing to come through, still be, I have to go back on the streets and be, my life in danger. But I'm glad, I feel safe here, even though I just get some perpy and some annoyance here. But, I'm glad something smells like strong pine salt out of nowhere for no reason, or ammonia or something. But anyway, it smells like lemon, ammonia, or pine, more like ammonia. I know that's not me because I ain't cleaning up, but you know, um, so next week it's supposed to be in the 50s during the day and the 30s during the night, all week next week, all week next week. So I've opted out and switched my mind, and don't even think I can really afford it anyway. The getting the blender, like the Ninja blender, like getting the blender and getting a toaster oven. I don't think I can do it. But I already have a dress, but I just need dress shoes and stockings. Now I'm gonna need some dress shoes and stockings that I'm gonna need to go and get. And the dress that I have two dresses with me. You know, the yellow dress that I've been wearing, it's too short and too high, and it's not modest. But I figured I can just wear it around the house or hotel or whatever. But sometimes I go out in public with it. But I don't think it's something suitable for a job interview. Um, and I'm not close by a thrift store, but at least, Walmart, fake Walmart, I can buy, probably be lucky if I can buy a dress under $20 or something like that. And I don't know if there are other clothing stores in that area. I thought there was. I don't even, in that little shopping area over there. I thought there was like a clothing store or shoe store other than Walmart over there. Excuse me. So, but fake Walmart, I used to call it my favorite store back then because it had everything, you know, all in one place, and plus for cheaper price. But I didn't realize I didn't realize there being an agenda, a sinister agenda behind it. So, I would have, if I had my own place, I would have done something like buying more gardening seeds and like food rationing bars, stock up on more water, stock up on more natural health supplements and stuff like that. And I was trying to do that when I was by Janet as well, and I did. But a lot of the food I had to, I was disappointed that a lot of the food I had to, leave behind. And she probably took that food and threw it away or just left it there and left it to go bad. Janet didn't really care. Um, yeah, I'm trying to not still be like bitter and disappointed about what happened, because I know it was last year and it's, several months ago. So, I think I can do it, make sure to, but food is definitely, it's getting more expensive because at Walmart, the food, $50 worth of food will lasted me 3 or 4 days, and then I had to go like every 3 or 4 days to buy some food and stretch me. But then, going to the Dollar Tree right there, it didn't have I was wondering. It seemed like there was scarcity of food at the Dollar Tree, so I was wondering where's all the food. Um, but I don't see a food shortage or scarcity at Walmart though. There was when they had Hurricane Sally and Hurricane Delta and Zeta and all that. But they've been pretty well stocked lately. At least the past month. So I'm about to go and after this video, and the perps already know because I don't even have to tell y'all, hey y'all, I'm about to go take out the trash. And there's that noise again. I don't even have to be like, hey y'all, I'm about to go take out the trash. No, they be perps planted in there, and they want to watch me take out the trash. And almost immediately after the trash is dumped into the dumpster, that's when they go drive off. And then it make me just have an almost on the verge of emotional meltdown because me seeing a one headlight or a red car, being triggered into an almost meltdown because of fake TI perps yelling at me saying ignore. Well, how come they have sometimes the fake TI perps, if they have videos, and that's why I say, am I doing too many videos or what's going on here? Damn, they want to distract me. I don't know if y'all hear the sirens, but I heard them. Just there, the gang stalk. I must be very important. The paparazzi. So, me having a near emotional meltdown because I'm supposed to ignore everything and submit to everything, but it's okay for other so-called targeted people. They can get 75 thumbs up and no thumbs down on their videos, and people be like, yeah, you're speaking a whole lot of truth. Or they can show evidence of their targeting. And isn't this what y'all wanted? Or y'all condemn me for not showing evidence and just talking. But isn't this what y'all wanted? Yeah, you wanted to show my proof that I'm being targeted. But then when I do show my proof, then everybody wants to say, oh, you're just making everybody look, you're making the whole TI community look crazy. Take your videos down. Or. So when that guy did a video saying I'm asking for to be gang stalked, guess what? A YouTube channel called the Narc Survivor. Um, um, so, he just put up a video. Oh wow, he did it a while ago, and plus he got another one. So if you go to the it's called Narc Survivor. He just recently put up a video. They said, let me show y'all. Stop. See now buttons are being pressed. I didn't even ask to I didn't even click on that video. But here, maybe my phone is too bright. But y'all see? Now you see it clearly. So if I'm asking to be gang stalked and murdered or deserve it, saying you asking for it is another way of saying you deserve it. So a lot of these narcissistic sellout fake TI perps, and then you want to call other people a sellout. But yeah, I remember when the foster brother-in-law Brian tried to bully, harass, and lecture me, trying to say, you put yourself in a position to deserve to be abused because you keep putting your hand in the fire and you keep going back and you keep going back and stuff like that, And then the fake mental health counselor tried to say, why do you dwell on the past? And she was like, she tried to say, Like, why you keep going back to your family and they keep abusing you? And all you're doing is putting your hand back in the fire. Well, what makes you different from my biological family if you have that same demonic, narcissistic, abusive spirit? Like, that's how narcissistic abusers are. I'm stupid for being abused by one narcissist, but then you expect me to tolerate being abused by you. You know, that you think you're the only one I should be just abused by, and I'm sinning by being abused by other narcissistic abusers. I mean, so Brian, Greedy Dykes, Brian, and that fake mental health Tanya Monique Smith. No, her name was Tanya. Not Tanya, but Tanya Monique Smith from Denton, Texas, that MHMR, mental retardation, that's what MHMR, mental health, stand for. In Denton, Texas, it was like around the corner from my apartment I was living in, and Presbyterian Hospital was right there, and then they had the mental health place right there. So, so it took like 10 minutes or so, 10 or 20 minutes for me to walk to MHMR from my house. And they used to, in Denton, Texas, and there used to be bus route 7 right there. So, you know, the hospital was just down, like the next block over. And so, so imagine being tormented with sirens all day, and you couldn't tell. Like, if I was targeted now and knew about it, I mean, me being targeted now, and if I would have known then what I know now, if I was targeted back then, and then be like, well, you know, so just now you just heard the sirens, and you hear, you know, and then they wait till they get near me, and that's when they stop the sirens. This bastard's trying to hurt my chest again. So, you know, so you couldn't, I mean, but in Greenville, South Carolina, there was no hospital right by where I was. And in Greenville, South Carolina, I was wondering why all day, every day I heard sirens, and I didn't realize that was the gang stalking. And I'm like, this many people can't be having accidents or injuries or sickness, or I'm like, it's too much and too often. So I didn't realize it was part of them perping me. But when they, you know, near me, you know, I have to hear all this crazy sirens, and then they stop once they get by me. It's part of the noise harassment campaign. So, you know, the narcissistic abusers, you know, if they feel like you deserve to be abused, or you're asking to be gang stalked. Well, Tony White, if you say you're still being gang stalked, if you were targeted, you know, some so-called fake TI perps try to say that they, once they stop talking about their abuse, then that's when their gang stalking stopped. But they're full of shit, because they took a deal and they sold out, and that's why they're perping people and have a changed narrative and pretending to be targeted now. They probably weren't truly targeted back then, but you should call yourself former TI who's now a perp. And they perp you and destroy you worse than the regular perps. And then some of them, narcissistic abusers and other perps, you're so special to them that they go as far as they can. You know, they go as far as to try to mock and try to emulate and copy your identity and try to steal it for themselves. You know, I do personal research. I write books, you know, and so now a fake TI perp or a narcissistic abuser who wants to be a narcissistic control freak fake friend will try to make me stop writing books. Wow. And then they come to me like, Candy, guess what? I finally got a book published today. And then next thing you know, they'll have book title that's the same title as yours, and then blow up and get way more sales than you. And then get mad at you when you get into an argument and reverse it on you and falsely accuse you of stealing their book title idea And while your ass ain't making no sales, but they making off a whole bunch of sales, you know, I'm wondering, this must have been some witchcraft that did, something like that, So I got 5 minutes left, and I'm not gonna talk the whole 5 minutes, but I just want to say, if you didn't have to, but if you watched this far, then it means a lot, and thanks. And I can be taking some time to upload this while I go to the store, and just thankful to God to have any supportive people. It's not many, but it just means so much to me, because the idea that I'm supposed to not be allowed to have any support. They hurting me right here, hitting me with energy weapons to hurt me right here. You trying to make me shut up now? So praise God in Jesus' mighty name. Praise God, and thanks, for your support and help. And I hope that, I'm sorry if my mind is still not clear. I'm still dealing with the sleep deprivation. So I'm sorry for not staying on topic and being focused, because me being sleep deprived and everything. So thanks for coming, watching this far. Even if you just watched the first 10 minutes, thanks anyway. And I love y'all. And I'll see y'all later in the next videos with the next. I love y'all, and bye-bye.